Yo, yo, yo! Welcome to the Four Collectors channel. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep doing that, but I was supposed to make this video yesterday and I totally forgot, man. I was just busy with the playoffs and just came back from camping. But hey, I'm here to do it now, and I'm running late actually, so I got to do this quick. I'll try to make it short and sweet, and I want to talk about some the stories behind a couple things that I bought. Like people say, every card has a story. Sometimes that story is the purchase. And like this ball right here, it's the Columbus Clippers. If you're not familiar with the Columbus Clippers, that's the Yankees minor league team. So right there you got Dave Righetti. So this is a minor league signed team ball. And right there you got Don Mantle. All right, so one day one of my coworkers came in with that ball, and he said he was selling it and he wanted like $40 for it, and everybody thought it was fake, and I was like, I'll give you 20 for it. And then he agreed, and so we went in his car we're going to his house during lunch to go get the ball, and on the way over there we ran out of gas. So he didn't have an extra gas tank, so I walked to the gas station, bought a gas container, filled it up with 2 gallons of gas, went back to his car and filled it up, and then we went to his house, and he came out with the ball. But that guy Jonathan, he was a crazy pothead, and we ran out of gas, and so it actually cost me $20 plus the gas tank plus the gas, and losing my lunch to walking. He was cool dude. He was on probation. And so for his probation, his community service, he was that dog, the firefighter dog, like that Dalmatian. He had to play him like at the schools, and firemen would put up little shows, and he would run around. He said that thing was so hot and it stunk. But yeah, I always thought that was funny. But yeah, Jonathan. So that's how I got that ball, and the reason nobody really wanted to buy it because everybody thought it was fake. But I just took that chance on it. So, I really don't know. Apparently his dad was from Ohio, and his dad got it in person. So I don't know. So the next one I want to talk about is this Mickey Mantle ball. All right. So I was working at that same place, and I had just gotten back my taxes. And so back in the day, I would buy from the penny saver. So buying all this stuff from the penny saver, back then there was no online, no internet. There was internet, but I didn't even have a computer. So I would buy from the penny saver, and that's just basically like a newspaper that I'd pick up at the 7-Eleven every other week or every week, whatever it was. And I would go through the ads, and somebody had an ad for Mickey Mantle autographed baseball, and he didn't have a picture of it, so you take your chance. So I talked to the guy. He was a younger dude, like, I don't know if he was like 18, 19. But his dad passed away and left him this ball. So he was selling it for $200. So we agreed on $200, and I went to go pick it up for $200. So I get there, and I meet him at a Taco Bell parking lot. And it's this white guy, like dressed almost like a skinhead. But he was really cool and really shy. And so I got the ball, I had no idea what really a Mickey Mantle autograph looks like, but I was rolling the dice, and he was telling me the story how his dad got it from a card show in the 80s, and that he's had it like on his mantle for like, I don't know what it was at that time, like 20, 30 years. But he passed away, and the first thing he wanted to do was sell it at $200. And I had no idea if it was worth $200, but to me, if I could, I would have paid $1,000 at that time. I didn't know anything about price guides back then. I don't know what it was worth, but I was willing to pay $200. Honestly, I was willing to pay $1,000 if I had to. I had no idea what they were worth back then. And another one I got from that penny saver is this Bowman, all right, the 55 Bowman. So this guy, I would meet him at a Taco Bell. Yeah, what's up with Taco Bells, right? At a Taco Bell in Long Beach, which is far from my house. And he worked the swing shift, and he would get out at 11. So I would meet him at this Taco Bell like at 1 o'clock because he wanted to go home, shower, whatever, and he had to take the cards to work. So I met him at a Taco Bell 1 a.m. and I got this card from him. You know, and I hadn't seen a price game forever, and I hadn't really been that deep into the hobby, and I couldn't remember what the 55 Bowman looked like. It just said 55, and I was like, all right. And I was kind of, how would you say it? I wish it wasn't in a slab, like, at that time, you know, and now I'm glad it is in a slab. But got it from this dude at 1 a.m. at a Taco Bell. And then I started buying cards for him. Like, he started telling me one of his uncles died and left all his cards to his uncle, and his uncle is having him sell the collection, and he could fit, and they go 50-50. So everything he sold, he would just divvy up with his uncle 50%. And I got this card. I got a bunch of other good stuff. But then one of the times, and I would meet this guy at 1 a.m. A lot of times it was perfect timing because I'd get out of Dodger Stadium like about 11:30, drive to Long Beach, go to Taco Bell and eat and wait for him. But yeah, then they tried selling me Dr. J rookie card, and when I got home, like, you know, I was just buying stuff and everything seemed legit. But then this card was way too good. So when I took it home like the next day and I could see better, it was a reprint and it said reprint. So I called him up and I told him, but he wouldn't give me my money back. He said, oh, we already made a deal. You bought it. We were in person. You saw it. And I was like, yeah, but you told me it was a real card. I knew it was too good to be true. So yeah, he wouldn't give my money back. He said he would give me credit towards other cards. And I was like, no, I want my money back. So I ended up just like telling him, right, there, you burned me. I'm just not going to buy from you anymore. But yeah, I was getting good deals and he had good cards. Like, maybe I should have mended and kept buying from him. But anyways, moving on to my 69 set. So the 69 set, I was buying all the stars from this guy on Instagram, and he was just selling all kinds of all the best cards. So he was selling like all the best cards from the 69, from the 70, 72, like just selling from it. He was a set collector, but I didn't know at that time. So, but he was selling all the stars from his sets, and I bought the 69. Like, I bought all the star cards basically from the 69 set, the Nolan Ryan, the Reggie Jackson. I bought like all the stars, and then so I would buy this set, and then I bought something else from him. Oh, the 58 All-Star Mickey Mantle, and sent him the money, and never got the card. So, you know, this was before YouTube. This was on Instagram, and I was like, oh man, this dude burned me. And so people started talking on Instagram, and then texting each other on threads. And so this guy like didn't send to anybody. He had like fire sales and all this, and nobody got any other stuff. So everybody was just calling him a scammer and stuff, you know. But I didn't need to post or add to it. Like, I didn't, you know, make videos or comment on any of the videos doing that. I was like, oh, I don't need to chirp in. Everybody else is doing it already. But anyways, 3 months passed, and then all of a sudden he posts on Instagram. It's like, whoa, hey. He's acting like nothing happened, you know. And I text him and I told him, hey, what's up, man? What's up, scammer? And he's a scammer. What are you talking about? And I told him about how I never got the 58. And then he started getting all kinds of texts while I was talking to him, or texting back and forth with him. So apparently he didn't know that they didn't get sent out. And so he investigated, talked to his wife or his girlfriend, and he gave her all the packages. He went to jail. So he went to jail for 3 months, gave his wife, girlfriend, all the care packages and money to send it. And so she took him in, turned him into jail, turned himself in, and he was gone for 3 months. And she was supposed to mail out all those not care packages, but all those sales, and she never did. So yeah, he went to his car, to her car, opened the trunk, and everything was there. So then he just sent it to everybody. So yeah, for a while there, it was like, I can't believe this guy did this. He was such a cool guy, you know. But so then, to make up for that, he sold me all the commons that he still had from his set, because he sold all the stars and mid stars and stuff like that, like good cards or stuff that other set builders needed. So he sold me everything that he had left from the 69 that he didn't sell, trying to sell for the higher prices, and I bought it for dirt cheap. So that's how I had a good head start on the 69. You know, yeah, so it's quite the accident and quite the story about buying it. And you know what? I think that's it, guys. Man, maybe it should be 15 minutes. Let me see if I can think of anything else. I don't think so. All right, and this 87, this is kind of interesting. Let's throw that in. So the 87, I went to my card shop, my new local card shop, when I got this house, and so went in there and I saw this box. They had all kinds of junk wax arrow boxes, but I saw this one and I was like, huh, everybody's talking about this right now on YouTube. So I asked them, hey, how much for this box? You know, it's unopened pack. Look how dirty they are. So, and he said, oh, what is that, 87 tops? I said, no, it's 87 O-Pee-Chee. And he said, oh, O-Pee-Chee, give me 20 bucks. I was like, oh, all right. You know, this was at the card shop, and I said O-Pee-Chee. He was like, O-Pee-Chee? Give me 20 bucks. Gladly gave it him. So I went to a local card shop at the time where I lived before, and they had this card for 100 bucks. Right? They had this card, I think, for 60 or 80. And so I told him, okay, I'll take those two cards. And he said, okay, I'll give you the employee discount or something. And it was down to like 120 or something. And I was like, all right, cool, man. And then he said, you know what? Because it's the Pepino Man, give him half off. And I ended up paying like 80 bucks for both of these cards. So, I mean, this was valued like at 100, and this was like 60. I don't remember what year that was, 2016 or 17. But I had never seen this card before. So I wanted it for 100 bucks. I would have paid the 100 bucks. I was fully prepared to pay full price. And he just started giving me discounts. But yeah, man, sweet cards. Man, I got these for 80 bucks. Like, that's kind of like a story like, wow, that was a great buy if I was a flipper. Oh, and this guy, 2018 gold refractor, numbered. You know, pulled out of a pack from Target. Sweet. And one of the reasons that I really have never liked the 75, you know, this is something that's just like embedded in your brain. But with me, I just didn't like growing up the color pink. One time, my brother and me and we were always getting bullied by this big dude. And my dad told me, he's like, next time he does that to you, you know, because he would push us around. We tell him, yeah, he pushes around. Next time he does that to you, you fight him. He said, if you don't fight him, you know, I'm going to send you to school in a pink dress. So I was like, no. And I ended up finding, if you ever heard the story about me in the bathroom at the urinal, that was him. So I grew up not liking the color pink because of that incident. You know what I mean? Now, I guess I don't mind it. But that's why I grew up really not liking the 75 set. You know, just something like that. But that's why. I don't know. Thought that was cool or not cool. Okay, this is probably 5 minutes too long, but all right, guys. Love the hobby, man. Just keep collecting baseball cards forever for collectors. All right, guys. Ciao.